2 counts of aggravated malicious wounding and 5 counts of use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Given the charges here that he's guilty of, how much leniency could we expect in the sentencing?
Well, the upper on this is life in prison. According to my calculations, the lowest he could get is 138 years. So he would be eligible for parole in 138 years. So what I look at this proceeding is that, people getting closure, the prosecution wanting people to speak. In other words, just because you pled out doesn't mean that you get to escape hearing the pain that you've caused. So there's sort of that on one end, and then also bringing closure, letting the public speak their mind, letting the victims and the parents of the decedents speak their mind in an open forum.
And that will be happening, and it has already started to happen there in Charlottesville and Albemarle County. We know the mother of at least one of the players speaking to the defendant here and talking about cutting their son's life short, and just what that means, not just to her, but to the family, to the community. We're going to hear that 3 times over for all 3 of these victims. And then those that were seriously wounded, their lives forever changed here. You talk about the range here, 138 years. That's essentially life in prison. What more can the judge do other than just allow these families to speak?
I think that's it, Marina, is that there's, the maximum is life in prison, but even the very minimum is parole eligibility in 138 years. So this is life in prison either way. So then you get to, a legal analysis of what is this proceeding for. And it's a sentencing hearing. The defense will present mitigation, but first the prosecution gets to present its case to the judge. Again, it doesn't matter, because no matter what happens, he'll be looking at life in prison. So it's really a question of giving the victims and the victims' family their ability to speak and gain some solace by confronting Mr. Jones, and also giving everyone their day in court.
Is sentencing up for appeal?
Sure, yes. Anything is up for appeal. I'm not seeing any issues that stand out to me that would be a serious contender. I don't see anything that would be appealable, but unless something very drastic would happen, and I don't see that happening. I think really that this is pretty routine. Maybe comparing this with the Kohberger case, where Mr. Kohberger pled, received his life in prison, and there is very little closure for the families, and that was something that they complained about. And here this judge is letting the families speak and giving the families in the community up to 4 or 5 days to be able to talk in court.
All right, Joseph, thank you for the update. Let's move on now. As Maryland Governor Wes Moore faces a tough but potential road to redraw the state's 8 congressional districts. The House supporting the plan, but Moore still needs 24 votes in the 47-member Senate.